Let's see if this is the right way to film. You come closer. Are you too far away? Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Subscribe and join the community. I want us to start 2025 strong. As you can see from the title, today I'm gonna open up about a topic that it's very close to my heart, and this is my fitness journey. This is not supposed to be another video count calories and we will focus on numbers. However, if you're triggered by anything that has to do with weight, please just exit the video. The last thing I want is to make any one of you feel not okay with themselves just because I share my own experience. I'm here to share my story because I know that there's so many people that deal with emotional eating, having a very difficult relationship with food, finding motivation, staying consistent with a goal they put and reaching their goals. I decided to come here today and share my own story only because I know that at some point I felt alone, and I'm 1,000,000% sure there's someone out there that might feel alone too. I'm gonna start just by giving you two pictures. This is how I started. This is how I am now. I'm gonna focus on the last 3 years of my life because it has been a total roller coaster. I'm gonna very quickly run back on what was my relationship with fitness. I grew up as a kid with zero connection to sports, and the main reason was from a very young age I put a label in myself that I'm not connected to sports. I never had the push as well from my environment to go for something, so I just stayed on my lane, literally in the corner. Out of fear of failure, I was staying out of every single game I could at school. I was trying to stay out of every single possible situation that I would prove to myself that I'm not good enough on something. As I was growing up, around I think 15, 16, I started going to the gym, and I always loved the gym. And I know there's so many people that they hate machines and weights and everything, but I'm lucky enough that I always enjoyed it. In later years, after I was 16, I completely left me. I let myself into a routine that exercise was not a part of it. And before I go to my latest years, and my relationship with fitness has changed. Do a little pause there, and I'm gonna speak to you about my relationship with food. Possibly the most unstable relationship I've ever had. First of all, I am struggling with emotional eating. The biggest problem is that I'm a very emotional person. And you know, some people that when they are stressed, they eat a lot. Others, they eat a lot when they are sad or when they're very happy. I was eating on every single scenario. A feeling was coming my way. Like I was sad, I was eating. I was feeling happy, I was eating. I was feeling tired, I was eating. I was feeling anxious, I was eating. It took me a while to understand how to ask myself the right questions, to get me into a position that I could understand if I'm hungry on a specific moment or not. Questioning yourself on the moment is crucial, and that's a big tip that I want to share with you. Am I hungry, or am I a slave of my hormones right now? Am I hungry, or I'm just sad and I cannot deal with something, so I want to distract myself from that? And if this is the reason I'm leaning towards eating, then why should I not find another distraction? Watch a YouTube video or go out with a friend. Those are distractions that they're gonna make me achieve my goal, but at the same time, we're not gonna go back into that loop of feeding myself because I want to feed my emotion, and you just want to cover it with food because food literally distracts you. But for how long? Like I would feel sad and then I would order, because that was another thing. The amount of deliveries I've had. Crazy. So emotional eating was a big part of me, but the huge loophole came to me in 2023. I'm gonna combine my fitness journey with my relationship with food and how that became an atomic bomb with everything else that came into my life. Starting with 2022, I believe it was the year that I started going to the gym as well. And to be completely honest with you, I did not go to the gym to reach a specific goal when it comes to my weight. I started going to the gym for my mental health. And I started losing weight, of course, but I was not eating healthy at all times. You could see me working out and then order takeaway 5 days a week. Unreasonable portions. Eating them all. 2023 came and I was succeeding on my career. I was in a relationship back then, and I was taking care of myself as much as I could. Although the relationship I was in was not serving me. But this is again another story. But why do I mention it? Your environment and your partner has such a huge effect on you, and it definitely had on me. I was in a better state when it comes to eating, though. I started going to the supermarket more, cooking more, and I was continuously going to the gym, as I said, so I'm gonna insert some pictures here. And then it happened. The relationship ended. The relationship ended in a way that left me very heartbroken. August 2023. I was the leanest I've been in the last, if not decade, 8 years. I lost 5-6 kilos in 3 days. I did not enjoy my body. I did not enjoy my weight back then. And the reason I didn't enjoy them, it was because it did not came from hard work and discipline. It came from a pure heartbreak and a groundbreaking moment in my life that I had to literally reinvent myself. December 2023, I noticed that I cannot stop eating. All of a sudden, food became again the way to solve everything, the way to feel good about whatever doesn't feel good. I was eating from takeaway 2 to 3 times a day, 7 days a week. I remember I was at work. My stomach was so full from the amount of food I consumed. I would deny not to order more. The biggest challenge I had and I faced through the whole journey was identifying, especially on that moment, what was the thing that made me eating non-stop. One specific evening, everything changed. I was waiting for my taxi to go home. I felt genuinely afraid, thinking I'm gonna go home and there's no food there. I realized that all of a sudden, during a very lonely period of my life, food became the best company I could find. What I asked myself this evening was, how do you feel if you go home and you just put a video on YouTube and you see it without eating? The first thing that came into my head was alone. And then I realized I was never hungry, I was just so lonely. I would take you to the last year. This is how I started. This is a picture of me right when I realized what's going on. And this is a very recent picture of me. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I genuinely do not know how much does she or C weigh in these pictures. But the aim was not a number on the scale. It was always that I want to start showing up for myself and making me proud. All around the internet right now, you can see people talking about self-care. And yes, self-care, it is an action that could be translated in so many ways and with so many different forms. Health is wealth, and this is something that I realized this year. Now we're going into the tips I have for you and the lessons I took from the whole journey. Tip number 1, question yourself constantly. You're the only person that has the answers. It's like you clear the path from all of the distractions and all of the little things that they're gonna come on your way to confuse you. And when you know, sooner or later, you will find the strength. You're gonna be already a step ahead. You're not gonna be in the process of searching why something is happening. You already know, then all you need to do is strategize on how you're gonna fix it. And you can only do that if you want to fix it, actually. The second tip I have, it's a little bit of a game, and it's a mind game. At least it was for me. In the same period that I was trying to fix the relationship with food, I was trying to get closer to my inner child during therapy. Within that process, it was easier for me to bring a little self on my mind and ask myself the question, how would you feed that child? And if you wouldn't feed your child something, then don't feed you. Tip number 3, do you ever drink dirty water? No. Why do you want to eat dirty food? Every single time I've said that to myself in my brain, I immediately think of McDonald's chips being on the same oil for 10 years possibly. Tip number 4 had to do with working out. And it was stop punishing myself every single time I was falling off the track. When all I had to do is just take it from where I left it. Even if today I eat a pizza alone, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have my oats. That's it. Tip number 5, I've seen such a huge change on my body from the moment I started resting more. My muscles grew so much faster and better when I just decide to let myself sleep one more day if I need. Just listen to your body. Everyone is different. Everyone needs rest, but everyone is different. And maybe 5 or 6 days a week working out is not for me. Maybe 4 is an amazing number. Then go for 4. Just have to find what's the right balance for you. I'm so proud and I'm so grateful for everything that I went through on my fitness journey, because I genuinely believe that today I know myself a little bit more than yesterday and a lot more than last year. And I want to clarify and highlight that the thing I'm the most proud of is myself. I really do not care about what the scale says, and I don't really think that I deserve less or more just because those pictures are a little bit different. My favorite thing about each one of them is both versions of myself wanted to show up for me. And this is something that I cannot take for granted because I did not always do that. I was possibly doing the exact opposite, trying to hide in the corner, not to be seen. And here I am, publicly on YouTube, sharing everything with you, just because I'm sure that someone can relate. And if this video helps anyone, I'll be very, very happy, to say the least. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different, but for me that was the best kickstart to the year. Please like, comment and subscribe, and let's start this year very, very strong together.